Hello, my lovelies. Welcome to your 15-minute beginner-friendly, plus-size friendly yoga class. My name is Natasha, also known as Nurse Natasha. If you're new here, welcome. If you're old here, welcome back. I wanted to create a series of classes that are for beginners, for plus-size beginners, that are kind of shorter classes. I always get requests for shorter classes, and these are things that you can do any time of the day if you just want a little yoga snack to kind of get you through the day. If you're an absolute beginner and you want to just learn some basic yoga poses, this is for you. I try to make my classes as accessible and inclusive for people in all bodies, so welcome. I recommend you have anything that you need for your practice with you. So if you're new to yoga, a good yoga mat is great. You can also practice on a towel or blanket. Blocks are a great prop. They help bring the ground to you or you to the ground. If you're short like me, you can't reach. These are great. You can also use books that are this general shape and size. Having a strap is also great. My strap is back here somewhere. You can use a towel or a blanket for that as well. Pillows, bolsters, anything that you need for your practice to make it feel good for you. Just set yourself up for success and have it around. Or, if you don't have any props and you're like, I'm just showing up to do yoga for the first time, that's totally okay too. They're just kind of an accessory that you can use to help take variations for your body. Everything I say is an option, not an order, so just listen to you, do what feels good for you. I'm going to offer a ton of variations, and I just want you to feel good. I want you to feel good in your body, and your mind, and your soul. So that is what we're going to do today. This is going to be kind of a full body thing. We're going to hit every part of us, and yeah, I think that's it. So we're going to get started in child's pose. So our child's pose, we're going to set up first on our hands and knees. Now I encourage you, if you maybe have knee issues or you don't have a super thick mat, you can kind of still feel the ground beneath your knees, place a pillow or a blanket under the knees and the shins. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take those knees wide to honor and make space for our belly. Traditional child's pose, our knees are closed. And if you have thighs, a belly, boobs, it kind of gets really hard to breathe. So we're just going to make space, and we're going to honor those parts of us. We're going to open our knees wide, and then we're going to extend ourselves out. And this is where you could also lay on a pillow or a bolster if that feels good for you. I'm extending my arms out. I'm sinking all the way down into the mat. Your forehead or your chin can come to the mat. Again, you can also lay it on a pillow or blanket here. And you're encouraging your hips down to your heels. Now your hips don't have to touch your heels, but just gently encouraging them down. And this is where we're going to sink in here. You can feel the ground beneath your fingers. This is a very grounding posture, connecting us with stability, grounding, our foundation, the earth beneath us. And you can close your eyes if it feels good. And just start to bring your awareness to your breath here. Just noticing as it goes in and out, not changing anything about it. As you inhale, feeling the chest expand, the belly expand, taking up space. And as you exhale, a gentle release, perhaps sinking deeper into the mat. And as you breathe here, I encourage you to check in, take inventory of the mind, the body, the soul. Ask yourself, how am I feeling? Are there any tensions, blockages, constraints coming up? And if you maybe notice anything, any tensions, just acknowledge them. Notice that they're there, but we're not going to attach ourselves to them. We're not going to judge ourselves for those things because we're human. We're just being an observer here. We're being mindful, practicing mindfulness, non-attachment, non-judgment. And maybe if you feel yourself getting a little bit too attached to something, just take a big inhale in, fill up, and open mouth, exhale, release it. Now this is the beginning of our class. I encourage you to set an affirmation or an intention or a mantra for today. So you can choose anything. It can be, I am strong, I am capable, I am worthy, I am enough, I deserve to take up space. Anything, any I am statement would be great. Just take a moment to set that mantra, that affirmation. Say it out loud if it feels good. And we'll seal it with a breath. Big inhale in through the nose, filling up chest, filling up belly, taking up space. And open mouth, exhale. Now on the next inhale here, you can kind of slightly rise, and then exhale. I'm going to walk my hands over to the right and sink down again. So I'm just taking a side stretch here in my child's pose. I'm now breathing into my left side body, creating space there. On the next inhale, I'm coming through center again, and then exhale, taking my hands over to the left. Now breathing into that right side body. Again, just creating this lengthening, breathing into the space between my right hip and my right rib cage. And the next inhale, gently returning to center, exhaling here. And then inhale, you can slowly rise. Take your time, be gentle to your tabletop. Again, you can place some support under the knees if that feels good. We're going to stack the shoulder, elbow, wrist, and we're going to stack the hips over the knees. So I'm in my neutral tabletop. My spine is in neutral here. My head is in line with my spine. And we're going to warm up the spine with some cat-cows. So a cat-cow, we're flowing to breath. We're going from open to closed. So on the inhale, you're going to lift the chin, lift the gaze, open the chest, arching the back, kind of sticking that booty out. On the exhale, you're going to round the back, dome out the shoulders, and drop your chin to your chest. Inhale to open. And exhale to kind of close it off. Now, I encourage you to do what feels good here. Just remember to link your breath to your movement, but you can go fast, you can go slow. You can take any kind of wiggles or movements here that feel good. If you want to rock from side to side, if you want to take some full body circles. This is kind of a place to feel the flow and listen to your body. And listen to your intuition. And just flow here with your breath, with your prana. Our pranayama is our breath control. Just a couple more rounds here. And gently finishing up this last round, returning to a neutral spine. And now I'm going to sink all the way down to my belly. So I'm going to extend my legs back, and I'm just going to gently come to my belly. I'm going to place my hands underneath my shoulders, and we're going to flow through some low cobra to continue to warm up the spine. So my hands underneath my shoulders, my elbows are squeezed into my sides. On the inhale, I'm just going to lift the head, the chest, the shoulders for a low cobra. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release. Do 3 more here. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release. Inhale. And exhale. Last one, inhale. And exhale, go ahead and gently release. Now on the next inhale, we're just slowly, gently going to press back up. And this time, we're going to take a seat on our mat. So you can sit on a pillow or a bolster or a block here if that feels comfortable. And we're going to take some seated folds. So I'm going to bring my feet bottoms together to touch. I'm going to open up my knees. Now you can place the blocks underneath your knees here for some extra support. This is our Baddha Konasana, our bound angle pose or butterfly pose. Getting into the hips and the groin a little bit. So first I'm going to inhale for a straight spine, and then I'm going to exhale, hinge forward from the hips. Now I don't care how deeply you can fold. I want you to think about folding like Barbie. Barbie, she kind of hinges her torso separately from her legs. That's what I want you to think here. So I'm hinging forward from the hips. Trying to keep that nice straight spine. I'm going to breathe here. And while you're breathing here in these folds, in these moments of mindfulness, I want you to remind yourself of your affirmation, whatever it was. I'm strong, I'm capable, I'm worthy, I am enough, I deserve to take up space, whatever it may be. Just say it to yourself here. Maybe inhale, lengthen the spine, and exhale, fold just a little deeper. And then gently inhale to rise up. Now we're going to take a straight-legged fold. So I'm going to bring my legs out in front of me. Now here you can keep those feet a little wider to, again, honor and make space for the belly and thighs. You can also use a strap or a towel here, wrap it around your feet. If you can't touch your toes, I don't care if you can touch your toes, I just want you to feel it. So again, we're inhaling for a straight spine, and then we're exhale, hinging forward to fold. Now, make this pose work for you. Make all poses work for you. If you're like, hey, I'm kind of feeling more in my low back, I want to kind of stretch my low back, you can bend the knees and really fold forward and feel that in the low back. Or maybe you're like, my legs are super tight and I want to get more into my hamstrings, so keeping those legs straight, you're going to feel it more in the legs. Make these poses, these asanas work for you and your body. Maybe inhale to lengthen, exhale, fold just a little bit deeper. And gently inhale to come on up. Now we're going to take it back to our backs. So we're going to gently lower down onto the mat. This is for our full laying down on the mat is called Savasana, corpse pose. We're going to do a couple things before we take our Savasana. First, we're going to take a bridge pose. So you're going to bend into the knees, feet bottoms are coming to the mat, heels are coming up towards the butt, and we're going to lift our hips and our pelvis. Now, option, you can lift and place a block or a pillow underneath your sacral area, underneath your hips, and just hold there. Or you can flow. We're going to flow through it 3 times. Listen to your body, do what feels good for you. And we're going to begin. So hands are at our sides. And you're just going to inhale, press those hips up towards the sky. Option here, just shimmy those shoulders underneath you. Maybe clasp your hands underneath you if you want a little bit more of a heart of chest opener. But I'm pressing my pelvis up. And this is where you could set that block underneath you and just hang out there. Inhale, press up a little more, and then exhale, release slowly down to the mat. You can windshield wiper the legs here for a little counter stretch. We're going to do that 2 more times, or you can hold it on the block. So coming back to stillness, inhaling my hips up, and breathing here. Keeping those knees in. We don't want the knees to splay out. We're keeping those knees in to center. Inhale up a little higher, and exhale, release nice and slow. Go ahead and windshield wiper here. We'll take that 1 more time. So gently returning to stillness. And last time here. Inhaling, hips up, maybe a little bit higher this time. Maybe you want to try that heart opener. Just really pressing those hips up to the ceiling. Inhale them up a little bit more. And exhale, release. Give me that windshield wiper. All right, my friends, we're going to take some final twists here and then find our Savasana. So you can bring those arms out to a T position, drawing the knees into the chest, inhaling here, and exhale, just drop those knees over to the right. You can gaze over the left shoulder if that feels good. You can use this right hand to kind of encourage those legs over. And just breathing here. Our twists, our release. If there's anything maybe you need to let go of that doesn't serve you, you can do so here. Using your breath as a tool for release, just big inhales and exhales. Let it go. And gently inhale, return to center, exhale, drop those legs over to the left, again, perhaps gazing over the right. One final release here. And gently inhale, return to center, and exhale, release. Now this is where we will find our Savasana. I encourage you to spend at least 5 to 10 breaths in your final pose, just to take a moment for yourself. So there's tons of options here. Option 1 is our corpse pose, where you can just kind of extend legs and arms on the mat, take up space. Let your arms and legs kind of fall where they want to fall. Option number 2, if you find that you maybe have a big gap here between the mat and your low back, you can bend into the knees. Press that low back, so kind of tucking the pelvis, and then knocking the knees into each other. And that's going to press that low back into the mat. I love this personally if your low back's kind of feeling funky, and then your arms can kind of go wherever. You can take legs up the wall. You could even bring your feet bottoms to touch and open the knees if you want to get into the hips. But listen to your body. Ask yourself, what do I need? What would feel good? And go there. And this is where I want you to remind yourself of your affirmation. I'm strong, I'm capable, I'm worthy, I'm enough, I deserve to take up space, or whatever it may be. Gently repeat that affirmation or mantra to yourself. I encourage you to spend 5 to 10 breaths here in your Savasana. And this is where I will leave you today, my friends. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you next time.